Today in the pedal vault, the Ibanez TK999HT Tube King.
So here we have the Tube King, and let me say the obvious things first. This pedal is ugly. I mean, the red is okay. It is huge, which is not a sign for ugliness. It is heavy, which is also not a sign for ugliness. But the shape, why do you have to place it like this when you want all the knobs be readable? And well, it just wastes so much space on your pedal board. I would have designed it like this, but I'm no designer. So let's have it this way. The Tube King has, as the name suggests, a tube. And I'll show you which tube it is here in some box. Apart from that, we have a drive control, a level control, and here we have a 3-band EQ with an additional presence switch and the so-called void control, which I have no idea what it does. Another thing, this Tube King needs its own power supply. It needs a 12-volt power supply and it needs 500 milliamperes watt. I've tried it with my Geox, which unfortunately just has 300 milliamperes and it didn't work. So keep in mind, if you buy one, that the included power supply is actually included. So let's head over to the curve. Level on full, drive 0, everything noon except void. Void is off. So we have a low cut, a high cut. This dip in the highs at 1.2. Dip at 1.2. That's unfortunate. The bass is boosted around 100 Hz. And first of all, let's see what low does. Yep, 120. Cut as well. Now mid. 700. Around 750 Hz. The cut seems to be more centered around 800 Hz, so maybe there's a slight shift in the frequencies. High. It's a shelf. It's centered around 3.5, I think. So you can do some drastic cutting here if you don't like highs in your sound. Now presence, it's currently set on low, so let's switch it to high. Okay, very slightly adds a bit of the, well, very high frequencies. Now, oh no, let's do drive first. Cuts the bass actually. Cool. More highs, but nothing too drastic. And now void. Well, void does basically nothing. So this could be a noise gate kind of thing. Or it's broken. It could also be. So level just turns down the level, of course. So that's it with the curves. Now let's have a closer look, or what do you say, closer ear to how it actually sounds.
So for the live review part, I wanted to find out how well the Ibanez Tube King acts as your main product that you purchased for dialing in your tone. Therefore, my signal chain is this beautiful 6-string PV Vandenberg in E standard into the Boss Super Overdrive SD1, this acts as a boost, into the Ibanez Tube King, this acts as a preamp, and well, because of the tube it adds warmth and good sound, I hope, directly into the interface. And in the interface I've activated two plugins that are totally free, the STL Emissary amp, and every knob is on noon except the Clean Master, which is the volume control, into Nadir, my II roller, and I chose the stock IRs that came with it and a preset. It's called the Friedman Classic. And basically this is the clean sound, just the two plugins. So it's a really clean tone. And now I'll activate the Tubeking and dial in a nice sound, overdriven, high gainy, whatever I want. Noise gate is nice. Well, I think this tone is okay. It's not my favorite tone of the day. It sounds a bit digital, but I think I could compensate when I dial the knobs on the emissary, but I don't want to. The Tubeking has enough gain. This acts as a rhythm tone. It's okay. And now I wanna add the super overdrive on top of it and see if I can make it sound more metal. So I think when you reduce the mids, you get this digital sound, and by cranking the mids, you add a lot more of this analog feel. The super overdrive adds a nice touch of distortion, and the noise gate got rid of the noise, and that's always a plus. So not really satisfied with this tone, but I know what is possible. And yeah, that's basically the live review part. So here comes my verdict. I think the Ibanez shines most in front of a good, clean amp, where you can get a nice, crunchy sound with the added noise gate. It almost behaves like a secondary channel or a third channel or a fourth channel or whatever, just add one channel to your amp's total channels. And there it works really well. You can get some cool tones, either with slightly decreased mids or with boosted mids. It sounds really cool. As a preamp, just into the FX loop or into a power amp, I thought the highs and the presents were too harsh and too digital sounding. I personally didn't like it. In front of a driven amp, you can also get some cool sounds, but I think there are better solutions, if not better solutions. There are smaller solutions and not as heavy solutions, because this thing is really heavy and, well, really big and kinda awkward shaped although it's a square. But you know what I mean. Therefore, I think it's a cool tool to use in your studio, but I wouldn't use it live, and because I have so much other stuff that can do the tricks the Tubeking does as well, I'm going to sell this. But that doesn't mean it's a bad pedal, it's just not as unique as I could justify to keep it. And therefore this goes to new hands. Well, now let me know down in the comments, what do you think about the Tubeking? Do you own one? Do you own, I think there is a silver one or so. What are your favorite settings? Just let me know. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. May the force be with you and have a nice day.